everyone, this is Lexie with SYS Education, and I'm here with another Tech Tip Tuesday. Today we're talking about how to use Google Docs. Check it out! Google Docs is a cloud-based text editing software, which means that you can access documents you create from any computer at any time. To access Google Docs, go to docs.google.com. This is your Google Docs homepage. There are a few things you can do from here. You can view any recent documents that you've created or edited, or you can start a new document. To start a new document, you can either select blank to start a completely blank new document, or you can choose one of the pre-existing Google Docs templates that are listed here. You can also choose Template Gallery to see any templates that are available either through your organization or just general Google Docs templates that are available to everyone who's a Google Docs user. Once you create a document, there are several edits that you can make. The first is giving your document a title. So you can do that by clicking on Untitled Document in the top left corner, and then typing in whatever you want your title to be, usually something that's easily searchable, so like English essay. Then hit Enter to save the title to Drive. The other edits you can make are pretty typical for text editing softwares, so you might be familiar with them if you've ever used a software like Microsoft Word. You can change the font size, and you can also make your text bold, italicized, or underlined. Now let's add some filler text so you can see these tools in action. To change the font, I could select the part that I want to change, and then go to the Arial dropdown. Arial is the default font, and then I can choose whichever font I think is best. So let's choose Georgia because that's a nice one. I can also make the size bigger or smaller, depending on what I need. If I want to bold something that's especially important, I would click bold or use the keyboard shortcut Command or Control B, and same for italicizing or underlining. You can have all of these styles applied at the same time, or just use one at a time. I can also change the justification of my text. That means that I can make it aligned to the left, to the right, or the center, or I can choose Justified, which stretches the text across the whole page. So it's currently left aligned, that's the default, but I can make it center aligned to make it lined up down the center, or right aligned so that the straight line is on the right, or to justify, it stretches and just adds more space in between words to give you even margins across either side of the page. I can also change the text spacing by using this line and paragraph spacing tool. I can make it single spaced, or more commonly, double spaced. Or you can use whatever looks more comfortable to you. The last tool that I'll show you is the word count tool. You can access this by going to Tools and choosing the word count dropdown. This will tell you how many pages, words, and characters are in your document, and you can also check this option to display the word count while you're typing so that you don't have to open the tool every time you want to know how many words you've written. That it just shows the word count in the bottom left corner. Now that we're done editing our document, it's time to share it. To share a document, choose the blue Share button in the top right corner. There are a few different methods that you can use when sharing documents, but probably the most common is to share via email. That's this bar right here. To do that, just type in the email of the person you want to share the document with. So I'll type SYS Education and select that email. There are a few options in this pop-up that we'll take a look at. You can change the editing permissions of the person you're sharing the document with by clicking this Editor dropdown. Editor is the default, which means they have full edit access for the document, or you can also choose Commenter, which means they can only make comments and suggestions, or Viewer, which means they can only view it and not make any suggestions, edits, changes at all. You can also add an expiration date if you want to change the length of time that a person has access to a document for. If you don't have an expiration date, then the edit access is indefinite. You can also choose to notify people or not notify people that you're sending them a document. Notify is the default, so you can uncheck that box if you don't want to send them an email. But if you leave it checked, then Google will send an email to their email address saying that you've shared a document with them. And you can also add a note, something like, please edit. When you're ready to share, go ahead and just click the send button. You can also use the link to add people to the document. You can choose copy link and just paste the link in whichever email or chat or whatever you want to send, and then whoever opens the link can just access the document. You can change the sharing settings by clicking on settings and allowing editors to change permissions or not, and allowing viewers and commenters to download, print, and copy or not. You can also change the access so that people with access can open the link, so that's restricted. You can change it so that anyone in your organization can open the link. That is only an option for people who are in an organizational account, like a school or a workplace organization. Or you can change it so that anyone with the link can access your document, which means that you don't have to change share permissions. It's just that anyone who has the link can open the doc. I'm going to change that back to restricted because it's a little more secure. When you're done sharing, just click the done button. Once you've shared your document with the appropriate people, you probably want to collaborate on it. There are a few tools that Google has built in that can make collaborating easier, and let's talk about what those are. You can add comments to a document by highlighting a part of the document and clicking this blue chat bubble icon next to it to add a comment. You can say something like, "This intro needs to be changed," and then click comment to add the comment. This is not part of the document itself, but it is viewable to anyone who has access to the document, and you can also click on it to reply, and you can tag other collaborators as well. When the document has been resolved through editing or whatever else, you can just click the check mark to resolve and hide the discussion. You can also change to suggestion mode, which is especially useful for making edits to a document that is not yours. To do that, go up to the editing dropdown and choose suggesting. That means that when you make any changes, like say I want to delete this intro, you just edit as normal, but it'll show up in this green strike through font, and it will show these suggestions as suggestions on the side so that anyone going through can either accept or deny these suggestions. And like comments, you can also reply to these and say, "I don't think this needs to be deleted." And then you can have a discussion on whether or not those changes should be made. This is a great feature for collaborating on documents because it's really helpful to not overwrite people's work and to make decisions as a team instead of just as an individual. It can also help people notice when you've made a change that they might not agree with, and vice versa. So it's a really great tool for collaborating on documents. There are just a few more useful features that Google Docs offers that we'll go over now. So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and resolve this comment and switch myself out of suggesting mode and back into editing. The first feature that we'll talk about is the table of contents feature, or the outline feature. You may be able to see that over here. If you don't see it, go ahead and just click this icon to open your document outline. This outline is automatically generated using the headings tool. So I'll show you how to use headings to generate an outline for your document. If you want to add a heading or a title to a document, go ahead and type whatever that heading should be. So for me, this is going to be my title. And then over here where it says normal text under styles, you can go ahead and choose title. There's a default style for title, and if you want to update it, you can change it by changing, let's say, the font. Maybe we want it Georgia. And then if you say update title to match right here, that means that any title styles that you have in the whole document will now be in Georgia font, size 26. But now that I've added that title, you can see that it appears on my outline. So I'll go ahead and enter and keep typing. Say I have a section here and I want to add a heading to it. So I'll say heading 1. And now I would like to add that to my outline as well. So I'll go ahead and highlight that. And under normal text again, I'll go and choose heading 1. And now you can see that that also appears on my outline. The really handy thing about this outline is also that you can scroll away and then you can just click on the text to jump straight to it. So it's really great for really long documents as long as you are consistent with using the styles feature, then it's really helpful and it just generates an automatic table of contents for you. Another useful feature is voice typing. This can be especially helpful if you're tired of typing or even if you just would rather speak than type, maybe if you're taking notes during a meeting. So to access that, I'm going to go ahead down here in my normal text area. To access that, you can go to the Tools bar and go down and click Voice Typing. Then you'll see this appears in the middle of your screen. You can choose the top little area and click on it to drag it wherever you want, probably somewhere out of the way. And now your voice typing tool is accessible, so to turn it on, you just go ahead and click on the microphone. You may need to allow permission for Google Docs to use your microphone. So I'll go ahead and click allow, and now voice typing is on, and you can see that Google Docs is transcribing my voice as I speak. And this is honestly a pretty accurate tool and can be really helpful if you are tired of typing or if you need to type faster than you can type. So it's a really helpful tool. To turn off the tool, you can just click on the microphone again and it will stop transcribing. You can also see that the microphone is transcribing, obviously because it's typing, but the microphone turns red while it's transcribing, and you also will see a little red recording icon at the top of your tab while that tool is on. All right, everyone, hope you found that helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below if you liked that video, and make sure to come back next week for another Tech Tip Tuesday.